me on a treasure hunt. I long for something new. Have you heard the fairies when they sing and dance? Oh, I wish it was me every night.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. It's an engaging and enlightening talk show on life, relationships, and the business of life. Grab a cup of juice and just chill. Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. Live life. Live fully.
Want to grow your business?
Thanks for tuning into our podcast. We love having you here, and it's our mission to bring you all the latest and greatest tips, skills, and know-how to make you the best that you can be. We know that you have it in you, and we're going to show you how. Now, let's get started.
It's good to have you once again on the show. This is Omobola Stephen, your host on Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen is a self-improvement and personal development podcast with the occasion of expert and professionals who come to share disruptive mindshift content on any topics on the personal development and self-improvement. So it's been a worthwhile podcasting career for me till date. Today, I have David Medansky, who is known as the Health Maestro. He's an award-winning international best-selling author and anti-diet advocate. Welcome to Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen, David Medansky.
Thank you for having me as a guest, Omobola.
All right, good to have you on the show, David. Now, I'm looking forward to your professional expertise along with your personal life experience, talking about health, talking about diet and nutrition. I hope we can get it right. Now, you're known as the overweight person's best friend. How do you help your clients achieve their diet and weight loss goal?
I help my clients improve their daily eating habits so they can make small adjustments so they get results without going on a diet, because diets are designed to fail. They're temporary, extreme, hard to stick with, and a lot of them are potentially dangerous. So I educate my clients on how they can reduce weight without going on a diet. And what I tell them is, if you want to lose weight, don't go on a diet, change your diet. In other words, change your dietary habits and routines.
Right. Now, you talked about diets are designed to fail. Do you have any personal experience you'd like to share in this regard?
Yes, I've been on many, many diets during the course of my life. And during my research, what I learned is the average person will attempt 126 different diets. So if diets worked, why are people failing at them? And what I also learned is 95% of the people that go on a diet will regain the weight within a year. So it's not that the person failed the diet failed the person. And what I've learned is you need to change your eating habits and relationship with food. The other thing is, when I started my journey 5 years ago, on my weight loss journey, the weight loss industry was $61 billion a year. Today, it's $71 billion a year. Well, if the diets work, why are they making more money and providing more, weight loss programs, services, and special products?
So that's good to think about, isn't it?
Exactly. I mean,
right.
If you think about it, it's about their bottom lines and making more profit. In the United States, the average, right now, 72% of the US adult population is overweight, of which 42% are clinically obese, and it's getting worse. Yet 145 million Americans are on a diet at any one time, and 45 million Americans will start a new diet each year. Again, if diets are working, why are so many people on them? And why are so many people having to start them over and over again? So people get frustrated losing the same 10 pounds over and over again because diets don't work. And if they do lose the weight on the diet, they're not able to keep it off. That's the important part.
Right. Now, what is the hardest part about losing weight?
The hardest part is starting. We all want to put off until tomorrow what we can do today. We use excuses. I'll wait till Monday, after a special event, after the holidays, after my birthday, after vacation. There are many, many excuses that we use to procrastinate. And the other thing is, people don't want to give up their comfort foods. They don't want to make a change. They they rather, be comfortable than attempt something new.
Great. Now you emphasize diets now. So which diet is healthiest? Do you like to share your insight on these?
Sure. The only diet I recommend and is the best diet for the last few years is not really a diet. It's the Mediterranean diet. And the Mediterranean diet is actually a lifestyle. It's how people prepare their foods, what they eat, and how much they eat, and who they're with, they socialize when they eat. So the Mediterranean diet is not really a diet per se, it's a lifestyle.
Right, it's a lifestyle. So can you just quickly put us through?
Can I what?
Can you quickly put us through? My audience would like to know more about this Mediterranean diet. Please.
Oh, the Mediterranean diet. They eat a lot of seafood. They eat a lot of plant-based, a lot of beans. They eat small portions. They use a lot of olive oil in their cooking. They avoid processed foods and highly manufactured foods. So there's a lot of things they do where they eat more holistic foods, more whole foods, real foods.
Right. Now you talk about manufactured foods, right? We all know about the nutritional fact panels on packaged products. Now, the question is, what is the proper way to read the nutritional fact panels, right, on packaged products? Is there any better way to go about this?
Yes. What most people look at first is how many calories there are. Then they may look at the serving size versus a portion size, and there's a difference. Then they may look at the sodium, how much sodium is in it, or how much protein is in it. What most people fail to look at is the ingredients, which is the very fine small print at the bottom of the nutrition fact panel. And that's where you get a lot of information. So you need to read what you're putting into your body, because there's a lot of chemicals that they add to an artificial ingredients, which means it's not made in nature. So if it's not made in nature, it's a chemical that's man-made. And again, there's a commercial from the 1970s with chiffon margarine with Mother Nature, and her line is, "It's not nice to fool Mother Nature." So that's what I attempt to tell people is, avoid the highly processed and manufactured foods because it's got a lot of chemicals in it, and read what the ingredients are, what you're putting into it. If you're not able to pronounce it, don't eat it.
Right. So if we're not eating this manufactured food, so how can the manufacturers, how can they make profit?
Well, exactly. And the other thing is, in the 1990s, in the United States, the average grocery store had 15,000 products on their shelf. Today, it's over 50,000, 50. I don't know about you, Omobola. I haven't heard that many new nuts, berries, fruits, or vegetables being discovered in that time. And what it is, it's more manufactured foods. In other words, not made in nature. The other thing I learned in doing my research is our food is scientifically engineered to optimize our cravings for fat, salt, sugar, and texture. So when they say, bet you can't eat just one potato chip, it's not a dare, it's a fact. And what a lot of people don't realize, Oreo cookies are more addicting than cocaine. So imagine that Oreo cookies, which is legal, is more addicting than cocaine, which is an illegal substance.
Right. Thank you once again, and David Medansky, for that exposure on diet, right? So I'd like to ask this very interesting question. We talk about mindset shift, which is a very important topic in every phase of life, right? So how can mindset shift? How can it radically transform one's eating pattern?
What you need to do is start looking at the positive and focus on what you like that's healthy for you, that you enjoy to eat, rather than the stuff that you shouldn't eat and should not indulge in. So if you focus, what you focus on expands. So what you want to focus on is the positive things. So instead of saying, oh, I have to deprive myself of eating, this or that, piece of cake or candy or whatever it may be, or, sacrificing, enjoying this. Change your mindset to say, I'm making a healthy choice. I'm choosing not to eat this because I'm looking forward to eating the apple or the pear, the vegetables. Again, change your focus, change your mindset, change your attitude.
Right. David, let's talk about stress and diet. I'm stressed up. I'm fagged out. I have burnt out. I'm burnt out.
Yeah.
Right. I just need to munch something. Right.
Right.
What's your insight on this? Is this a proper way to attain a healthy lifestyle?
Well, when you have a lot of stress, and most of us under a lot of stress, we tend to eat because it's a comfort and it relieves stress. So what I tell my clients is, instead of reaching for the candy or, the fattening treats, the potato chips, the cookies, whatever, get unsalted raw nuts and count out maybe 10 to 12 and make a game of how slow you can eat it. Or, maybe light a candle, maybe call a friend, go for a walk, take a small break, drink a glass of water, have a cup of herbal tea. There's a lot of things that you can do to de-stress yourself without eating. So I provide a lot of examples in the book that I wrote on how people can do that. And so, again, there's a few little tips, drink some water, maybe read a few pages in a self-help book or a motivational book or a favorite book of yours. Just take your mind off of the food or take your mind off of what is stressing you out. Again, maybe calling a friend or an accountability partner and talking to them. So there's a lot of different things people can do other than eat. The other thing is, when we talk about mindset, most people don't look at food as fuel for your body. They look at it for comfort. They look at it for entertainment, for socializing, for enjoyment. Rarely do people think of food as fuel for the body. So you want to give your body the best fuel so it can have optimize your performance. I mean, you wouldn't put, bad gasoline in a high performance, automobile race car because it wouldn't work properly. Well, that's what we do to our bodies. And the other thing is, a lot of the foods we consume that are manufactured are poisonous. We just don't realize it because it doesn't take effect right away. But after 15, 20, 30 years of compounding all these toxics in our body, that's when we start having the heart disease, the cancers, the type 2 diabetes. In the United States, if you're over age 55, there's an 80% probability you're a type 2 diabetic or pre-diabetic. And if you're pre-diabetic and you don't change your eating habits and lifestyle, you'll become a diabetic within 7 years. And what a lot of people don't realize is type 2 diabetes is not only preventable, it's also reversible.
Right. I love the analogy when you talk about, putting the right fuel, right, in a automobile. That's very, that's why I love that aspect. Now, we talk about weight loss, right? You're doing this, overdo it, right? You do this, you're not getting it right. So I think that is proper for us to attain balance, right, in everything we do. So the question is, can weight loss, can it cause any health problem for people if they overdo it or if they're not doing it rightly?
Yes. What happens if people don't lose weight properly? They put their bodies into nutritional deficits, so they cause harm to their bodies, and some of it won't show up for a year or two. Some of the research have shown some of the fad diets, and I call fat and desperate. People who've been on them, again, diets are only supposed to be temporary. It's not something that is supposed to be done over a long period of time. They're finding those people are having some health consequences. And what I ask people is, would you like to weigh 24 to 48 pounds lighter by this time next year? And most people would say yes. Well, can you lose 2, 3, 4 pounds a month? Not a week, a month. Most people say, yeah, I could do that. Okay, well, if you do lose 2 to 3 or 4 pounds per month on average for 12 consecutive months, within a year, you're 12 to 40 or 24 to 48 pounds lighter. However, what happens is the national brands advertise lose 15 to 30 pounds per month, guaranteed. The problem is you'll lose the weight most of the time. However, you won't be able to keep it off. It's not sustainable. And what happens is if you don't give your body the right fuel, you have problems and issues. So that's why I always try to teach people, go slow, be gradual, make small changes to your lifestyle so it's not extreme, so that you're enjoying what you're eating, you're enjoying your new lifestyle, your new daily eating.